Hello, welcome to another episode of Black Eye 73. I am Black Eye 73. Today I'm gonna talk about the Chinese scientist says she have proof she was in Wuhan. Matter of fact, I'm not gonna even talk about it. I'm gonna let her talk about it. It's a 10 video that's gonna take place. So be prepared to listen to this video. This scientist says she have proof that the COVID-19 was engineered in a Wuhan lab. And for side note, it was just discussed on the news today that the people, you know how people been saying I might had COVID-19 back in December or January? It was just released today that yes, COVID-19 been in the United States ever since December. COVID-19 been in America ever since December. Cause it been like these people online saying, I've been having all the symptoms. I had all the symptoms in December and January, and people like, oh man, come on, stop making that junk up. Come to find out, these same people who said they might be having symptoms of the COVID-19 might be incorrect. Cause I think it was UCLA. They were saying that it was up to like 10 million people within that time were showing symptoms of wheezy in the chest, all the symptoms they said have for COVID-19. They said no people were showing symptoms of it. And they just come find out that, yeah, it happened, came into America in December. But the thing is, now it may be more than the 6 million or whatever people who had COVID-19, and might be more death from the COVID-19 than they have projected since new evidence showing that COVID-19 been in the United States for a whole, down to 3 months before they said it was in the United States. 3 months, people. For the first case, I think it was early March when they said it. Might have been late February. I remember the first case would have been in Washington State. You know how they made a big deal about Washington State all that time? Now you don't hear nothing about Washington State? How can Washington State be the epidemic of the United States? Then boom, it's gone. They go to a bigger city. Go to New York. Oh, okay, New York now. But I'm not going to do too much talking in this video right here. I know one woman seemed like Andrew Gitterman video. She told me, she said, I sound like her 2-year-old child. Well, her 2-year-old child do a lot of cursing on it. But I want to let this video play. It's taking place at the interview took place with 4 ladies in the UK. Only thing I don't like about this video a little bit, because the interviewers be interrupting the scientists when she be in it. You ask that scientist one question. You'll see if you stick around. You ask that scientist one question, when she just go with it. She like Takashi 69. This scientist is. This scientist said, you don't even have to just ask me. Let me get started. So they shouldn't have interrupted her, but here go the video that I want you all to hear. Cause I know a lot of people said they don't even listen to the news, so I listen to the news, read the news, and I think this is very interesting. Here you go. Like I said, taking place
over the next few months, we'll be
by 4 ladies in the UK.
Women
so
from around the world.
y'all can't understand
exclusive interviews.
English
and our
from
first
Britain.
guest today has been making waves
Some people say they can't
internationally
understand because they got a different accent, but
over their
I
handling
understand
of
it.
the COVID-19
I'm from the South. I understand everybody's language. Let's speak English.
Li Meng Yan, a top scientist working in Hong Kong, was tasked with looking into a cluster of virus cases, which we now know to be coronavirus. She claims she discovered a cover-up operation.
And this lady, she's from Hong Kong, so her English is a little broken. So try to
share her findings with the world. She was
do your best to listen what she's saying. You should understand. Some people can't understand. They can't understand accents, but Oh, that
Dr.
seems a
Yan,
little bit
thank you
broken,
so
so
much
bear
for
with me,
joining us.
or bear
It's
with
an
her.
incredible story that you have to tell. And like we say, you're a scientist, you're a virologist, you were working at the Hong Kong School of Public Health. And it was back in December, you were asked to study a cluster of this unknown virus cases coming out of Wuhan, to be precise. What did you discover in those early days?
Hi, good morning. Thanks for having me. So first, let me briefly introduce the whole thing from the beginning. So I'm the medical doctor and also PhD who work in the University of Hong Kong School of Public Health in the WHO reference lab for both influenza and later the new coronavirus. So basically, I work with a bunch of the top coronavirus and also emerging disease experts in the world. And because I had got my 2 degrees from mainland China, and I'm the only one who can speak in Mandarin there, so I'm the one from the core team assigned to go to do the secret investigation about the new pneumonia in Wuhan back to the end December, 31 December last year. So during my investigation, which lasted until twice from early January, end December, early January, to the second time, the mid-January, what I have found is actually report to my supervisor, who's a WHO consultant, but there is no response from WHO and from them because everyone warned me that don't cross the red line and don't keep silence. If not, I will get disappeared. So finally, on 17th January,
She said she had to keep silence because she'll get disappeared. Just let you know before, just like what she said. Yeah, she said that her supervisor warned her that she'll disappear.
No, I have to tell it to people because it's urgent. And then I turned to contact a very famous Chinese YouTuber based in US, Mr. Lude, and delivered a 5K pound to him, which was the first time it was told to the world, but it's in Chinese. That is, first, China government was discovering the COVID-19 situation. The second thing is the whole situation is human-to-human transmission already exists. The third thing is SARS-CoV-2 is a high mutant virus and it will become the outbreak soon if no control. The fourth thing is the seafood market in Wuhan and all the intermediate hosts, these are the smoke screen. And the final thing is this virus.
If you didn't understand what she said that wet market in Wuhan was only a smoke screen.
Is not from nature. This is based on the China Military Institute discovered and owned some bad coronavirus named ZC45 and ZXC21. Based on that, after lab modification, becomes a novel virus.
So, sorry, Dr. Yan, Dr. Yan, if I may interrupt just a second, just to be clear, you're saying we've all been told, we've all heard about these wet markets and the seafood market, and there were claims certainly from the beginning that this is where it started. You genuinely, in your scientific beliefs, you don't believe that's where it came from at all?
No, I have my intelligence from the CDCs in China, from the local doctors, from doctors and other people around China. So also based on my evidence, I work on vaccine and also virology, immunology in the University of Hong Kong. All these things get together clearly shown and now get verified. These are the truths. All the other things are covered up.
Dr. Yan, where does it come from then?
It comes from the lab. The lab in Wuhan, and the lab is controlled by China government.
Is it not virtually impossible, though, to definitively prove that?
Yes, actually, I kept doing it from January, even before I leave Hong Kong. At that time, I didn't expose myself. But now my scientific report work with a small group of top scientists in the world in US. It will come to the world soon, very soon, I can tell you. We are going to publish it. There are 2 reports. The first one will come in several days. Okay. And it will tell people evidence, all the scientific evidence.
And when you spoke out, did you worry about your safety?
Oh, actually, from the beginning, I decided to deliver this message out. It was very scary at that time. But I know that's the thing I have to do because I'm the doctor and the scientist. I cannot say it happened. I know if I don't tell the truth to the world, I will be regretful and I will lose the capacity for myself to tell the truth in the future. And
How
actually,
did you get away? How did you manage to leave and get to safety?
Yeah, so as I said, Mr. Luder in US, he is the director of the board of the Rule of Law Foundation, which is a foundation based in New York and try to help those anti-China government people who reveal the truth to the world. So I contact him and I keep working with him behind to tell the truth until late of April. China government targeted me and they basically tried to make me disappear. I got the information from Mr. Luder and the foundation and him helped me to manage to get the air ticket and also helped me secretly run away from Hong Kong. And just
how did they try to make you disappear? What did they do to try to make you disappear?
So this is some common sense for our Chinese people under the China government. We know that basically, like for example, to me, what they have done is delete all my information, especially those things positive for me online. And also they recruit people like cyber military to spread the rumors for me. For example, they said I'm a liar. I'm the one who know nothing, just keep hamster in the lab. And also they make up more lies to cover it up. And they can.
Did y'all hear what she said? Even her family, some of her family members and co-workers turned against her. Told her, said she was just a hamster in the lab. Like she don't do nothing. She just run around and do what they tell her to do. That's like
control my friend, they control my family, life-threatening things. Finally, everyone has to admit, even I'm not existing. That's like how it happened to Hong Kong. Those people disappeared in the movement from last year. The same thing.
Sorry to interrupt. I just wondered, you've had to now sacrifice your family, your friends. It's a massive sacrifice to make that you've chosen to do. Can I ask, what made you make that decision?
Okay, so actually, I never thought it will happen.
Yes.
When I did the secret investigation, I just thought I should respond to my supervisor and they will do the right thing on behalf of the government and also WHO. But what I say by deeper investigation is no one respond to that. People are scared of the government and they are willing to collaborate with China government and WHO to get more benefits, to become safe. But this is something, as I say, urgent. At that time, Chinese New Year time, big transportation from Wuhan to China to all over the world. This is a high contagious, dangerous virus. All these things make me cannot keep silence. This is for human being, for global health. That's what I have to do. Although faced to the life-threatening, I just want to deliver a message as much as possible before I get disappeared.
Dr. Yan, we're running out of time. I just want to ask you very quickly, can you give us a little sneak exclusive preview of what you're going to publish in a few days? Give us a world exclusive.
Yeah, it's like the genome sequence is like our human fingerprint. So based on this, you can recognize, identify this thing. So I use the evidence exists in the genome sequence of SARS-CoV-2 to tell people why this is come from the lab in China, why they are the only one who made it. And also everyone who even have no biology knowledge, you can read it and you can check and identify, verify by yourself. This is the critical thing for us to know the origins of the virus. If not, we cannot overcome it. It will be the life-threatening for everyone in our life.
Thank you.
Excellent.
Dr. Yan, thank you. I wish we had more time with you and we hopefully will try and get you back because there's many more questions we'd love to ask you. Thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you, Dr. Yan.
They would have had more time with her if they stopped interrupting her. This woman right here is brave. As you heard her say, her friends and her family turned on her so they can get more benefit for the government. That is so crazy. That sounds like the same thing that happened in back in World War II with the Germans when they had their children and family members to turn their back on the people who talked against Hitler in the Nazi party. So this scientist, she said, it's a lot of things you didn't understand. She said she felt it was her job to release the information that she helped discover, that the coronavirus in Wuhan was started in a lab. And she also said in this comment that Dr. Fetcher, you know Dr. Fetcher, the man who like being on TV all the time? Here you go. Dr. Yang, for the yeah, Dr. Lane further said, the White House health advisor, Dr. Fetcher, knows more than me how this approved those gains of function research finding and fund these Chinese lab under the CCP control. He said, possibly in reference to a Newsweek report that led Fetcher organization funded gains of function research on bats coronavirus at the WIV. It's saying the Wuhan lab. So this jump run deep. To me, it's saying that while Dr. Fetcher was also online on TV with these done coronavirus update, saying nothing to worry about, he already knew it was something to worry about. Because this doctor right here, Dr. Yang, said Dr. Fetcher helped sponsor some of these labs in China. He donated to these labs. So I was pissed off last week when I seen the thing saying President Trump already knew how serious the coronavirus would be. But President Trump wasn't the only person that knew how serious this coronavirus would be. These darn scientists, a bunch of these scientists knew. These scientists around the world doing some dirty things, making dirty bombs and making killers. These scientists, they're killers, people. A lot, not all of them, but a lot of these scientists are killers. They be sent back in their little in their labs, and they create pandemics like they have. A man-made and woman or women, but we said man-made because God we were brought up. But a man-made killer pandemic were created by people. That's why Bill Gates, I hate to say it, but that's why Bill Gates is one of the people like, well, a long time. We need to do something about this population. The population is getting larger and larger. So we need to trim down the population. This is one of the things that he was talking about, how the New World Order going to trim down the population. It could be. I guess a lot of people stopped. I guess abortion wasn't doing it like, abortion wasn't killing more babies like it was. The Planned Parenthood things. So I guess they had to figure out another way. Now I hope when she do release the information, I hope she has information to tell us how to do the COVID-19 get outside the lab. Hey, thank you for watching the video. Have a nice day.